There are times in life when mess surrounds us, yet something hidden keeps us upright. When stress should have broken us, it makes us sharper instead. When the world tries to tear us apart, we are softly led back to ourselves. The old thinkers believed this was not by chance. They taught that life is not just random noise, but a tough teacher, one that makes those who want to grow much stronger. If you watch closely, there are clues, not loud wonders or easy roads, but small patterns that show a deeper plan working in the background. One of the clearest clues that a higher force may be leading you is this hard truth. Your life constantly nudges you toward toughness rather than ease. You are not handed the simplest path. You are given a meaningful one. Look closely and you will see the cycle. Just when things start to get quiet, another test pops up. Another time comes that asks for patience, rules, bravery, or restraint. At first, this feels mean. We ask ourselves why peace never stays and why we must keep going. But the old wise men would say this is not hate, it is training. Epictetus explained that humans are built the same way. Muscles are built through heavy lifting. A higher force that truly cares does not hide us from trouble because being too comfortable makes us weak. Instead, we are put under weight that forces us to find out who we really are. This is why people under spiritual care are often misunderstood. From the outside, their lives look rocky. From the inside, something mighty is growing. Watch this carefully. When things break, we do not fall apart like we used to. We still feel hurt, but we bounce back quicker. We think more clearly under stress. We find our footing faster than before. Marcus Aurelius once wrote that fire does not ruin what is tough. It cleans it. If life constantly puts us inside the heat and we come out smarter every time, this is not pointless pain, it is refining. A higher force looks after us not by taking away hurdles, but by trusting us with them. Every test is carefully weighed, heavy enough to pull us, but not heavy enough to crush us. We may feel tired, but we are never totally drained. We may feel mixed up, but we are rarely lost forever. Another secret clue shows up here too. Often we are forced to lean on ourselves. Help comes late. Praise is rare. Saving does not show up. At first this feels annoying, but it builds self-reliance. Seneca warned that those who lean too much on comfort eventually become prisoners to it. Instead, life teaches us heart control, self-mastery, and inner order. Slowly we see that peace is not the lack of mess. It is the control of it. Our reactions start to shift. Where others freak out, we stop. Where others blow up, we stay calm. This does not mean we are cold. It means something inside us has been made tough. When a higher power leads us, it does not make us weak. It makes us steady. Slowly we stop asking why this is happening to us and start to see that it is happening for us. Another quiet clue that a higher force may be leading you is this. You are constantly kept from becoming a worse version of yourself. Even when the urge is strong, there are times when you could cross a line, times when anger could make you mean, when pain could make you salty, when pride could push you toward dumb choices. Yet something inside pulls you back. It may feel like a doubt, a quick stop, or an inner no. In the moment, this feels irritating, but later you see something huge. You were saved from becoming someone you would not like. Marcus Aurelius warned that the biggest risk in life is not what happens to us, but what we let ourselves become because of it. A higher power does not just watch your road, it watches your heart. Often life stops us from getting even. We want to react, to prove we are right, to hit back. Yet the chance goes away or our anger cools before we move. At the time it feels like we are soft. Later we see it was safety. If we had acted then, we might have ruined our own rules. Epictetus taught that real freedom is not the power to do whatever we want. It is the power to stop ourselves when our wants would lead to ruin. When life keeps moving us away from choices that would hurt our character, it is not a limit. It is a shield. Sometimes whole doors stay shut. Fast wins, easy fame, or big shortcuts never seem to open for us. Meanwhile, others seem to move ahead fast using those ways. At first, this feels unfair. But Seneca reminds us that some wins are hidden losses because they rot the soul before they help life. A higher power saves us by blocking results that would slowly hurt our goodness. We might lose friends that would have boosted our worst traits, We might fail in spots where lying is cheered. These losses sting, but they keep something more costly than comfort. They keep self-respect. Another heart signal shows up here too. Even when we feel mad or bitter, those feelings rarely stay long. They pass through us instead of staying inside us. That is not weakness. It is a guide. Another clue of higher leading is timing. The tests that change your life show up the moment you are able to handle them and grow from them. Looking back honestly, you may see something cool. The trials that changed you did not come too soon when they would have broken you. They did not come too late when they would have meant nothing. They landed exactly when your mind was ready to learn from them. Seneca wrote that no one is tested more than they can take. Yet when we are inside the test, it always feels like too much. That is part of the job. A higher power does not take away hurt. It measures it. Loss, lies, being left out, or being alone may have forced you to look inside. At the time, those moments felt mean. But later you see the truth. Those times broke the lies you were ready to leave behind. Marcus Aurelius called life a fire. What gets in its way becomes wood. Pain becomes a lesson when we let it teach us. Notice how your fights often hold a hidden point. Loss teaches that things end. Being low weakens pride. Being alone forces you to find yourself. These lessons are rarely soft, but they arrive at the perfect time. Another clue shows up after every crash. Instead of getting colder, you get clearer. You act less on a whim. You become more careful about where you put your energy. Pain starts to sharpen your view. Epictetus taught that things themselves are just things. It is our thought that gives them power. When we start to feel this truth in our heart rather than just our head, something moves inside us. A final clue is quiet but strong. You become harder to shake up. The world still tests you. People still bug you. Life still brings doubt. Yet inside something feels new. Your reactions slow down. Your feelings no longer run your actions. A steady peace starts to grow. This peace is not weakness. It is earned balance. Things that once sparked fear or rage now pass through you with less punch. You still care a lot, but you see more clearly. Marcus Aurelius wrote that the mind becomes unbeatable when it leans only on what it rules. When life constantly pushes us back toward our inner core, we learn to answer instead of just reacting. Anger still shows up, but it does not run us. Fear still pops up, but it does not pick our choices. This gap between what happens and what we do is where freedom is born. Epictetus taught that freedom is not about changing what happens, but changing how we feel about it. Another interesting sign shows up too. Your peace may upset people who need drama. When they try to poke you and fail, they get confused. You stay there but calm, strong without being mean, quiet without being weak. Over time, silence feels good. You stop explaining yourself all the time. You stop looking for a thumbs up. You no longer need everyone to get you. Seneca wrote that the biggest power a person can have is power over themselves. When we start to live with this rule every day, something deep has already shifted inside us. A higher power does not speak through huge miracles. Instead, it puts quiet grit inside us, grit that lets us walk through a mess without losing who we are. If you feel that peace is no longer something you hunt, but something you come home to, then you are not walking this road alone. Something has been building you to stay whole in a broken world. If this talk felt right to you, think about joining our group of people focused on inner growth and rules. Follow along and stay in touch so you never miss a lesson that builds your mind and heart. Keep pushing, keep learning, and let wisdom lead you towards strength, clarity, and inner freedom.